As a kid, I, like many kids, had a really huge imagination. I would picture things in my head unintentionally, especially in the dark. I would be lying in bed, staring into the pitch black, picturing shadows staring at me, or making faces out of the silhouettes of the objects in my room. As hard as I try, I always saw them. Not a hallucination, but just in my head. It's not like I could feel the presence or anything, for the most part. This stopped at the age of 9. After that, I could fall asleep in peace. Last year, I was in the most horrifying of experiences. It was right after my 15th birthday. For some reason, at night, my brain started picturing the same shadows of a man in the darkness of my own room. This time I actually thought I was going crazy, because I could actually see the silhouette of a man standing in the corner of my room. I was really tired, so I just passed it off as my more mature and more grown imagination. So I just passed out and fell asleep. I woke up fine, forgetting about last night. I went through my day as if it never happened, and finally ending it off with me going to bed. I woke up at about 3 a.m. and I almost had a heart attack. There was a man standing right next to my bed, on the right side. On the right side, where I was laying. It was a shadow of a extremely tall man, and he was just staring at me. I was in shock. I was in total fear. I didn't know what to do, so I just froze. Then I realized, wait, this could actually just be my imagination. But I felt the presence of it. I felt it right there, staring at me. It was black, I couldn't see anything. And then it put one right hand raised up, as if you were to put your hand up in class to answer a question. Straight up. Then you put his left hand straight up. He then bent forward as he was hovering over me. His whole torso and head were now directly over me, with his hand still straight up. I didn't know what to do. I couldn't scream. Was I going through sleep paralysis? I read about that on the internet, and I hope to God I never went through that. But I could move. I was just too scared to. I was just too shocked to, and too scared. He was just over me, hovering. He wasn't doing anything, just looking into my eyes as I looked straight up to the ceiling. Well, to him. Somehow, I fell asleep. I woke up with most of my body under my comforter, and I saw the sun shining through my room. My whole room exploded with just brightness, and I felt happy for some reason. That soon changed when I remembered what happened last night. Was I imagining it? Was there an actual person looking at me? Did someone break into my house just to look at me? I felt like I was going insane. My head was facing the left side, and most of it was covered in my comforter, so I was scared to even look to my right side, wondering if the man was still there. But somehow I felt safe and turned my head. There was no one there. I got up and I didn't tell anyone about it because I really didn't want anyone to think that I was crazy. I think it possibly just could have been my imagination. So I went through my day thinking about that experience. Wonder if it was gonna happen again. My day ended and I went to bed, which I dreaded. I really couldn't sleep. I was too nervous to see what I saw last night again. But somehow I managed to fall asleep. I woke up around 5 a.m. in the morning again, physically hearing footsteps, like running to my closet. It's not that I heard them, but I felt them. But I had my earphones in, so I guess I fell asleep listening to music or something. So I couldn't really hear them, but more felt them. I then poked my head up with my heart beating really fast, thinking I'm gonna experience the same thing as what I did last night. My closet door was open, about 50%. I swear I closed it. I was in shock. I didn't know what to do. So I just laid back in bed and put my thick comforter over me, thinking that it would protect me as much as it could. I then fell asleep again and woke up, which felt like I slept hours, but I've only slept about 5 minutes. I woke up hearing whispering right across from my bed in my closet. This time it was opened about 70%. I just saw a gaping black hole in my wall, which I usually never see because my closet door is always closed, and I know it opened in the past 5 minutes because I just saw it with it only opened about 40%. I then did one thing that I would never do, but I think I was too tired to even care. I took my phone, turned on the flashlight, and I shined it to my closet. That was when I saw the most horrifying things I have ever seen. There were people in my closet. Not just normal people, but damaged, injured people. They looked really young, and one of them had no jaw. It was just a tongue dangling. They all looked like they'd been beaten extremely horribly. They were about, I couldn't count, maybe 10 people just in my closet looking at me. I saw it. It must have been a hallucination. I don't know what it was, I thought. There were both men and women in raggedy old clothes, bloody clothes. One of them had an eye missing, with blood pouring out of it. You could see the stains. One of them had most of their hair ripped out. One of them's nose was gone. Just left a gaping hole with blood stain pouring out of it. Most of them only had one arm. They looked like zombies. Walkers from the popular TV show The Walking Dead. Except they looked human, lively. One of them had a gaping hole in its skull. One of them looked like it had no skull at all. Just brain. One of them... Oh my god. One of them... main skin on the face was cut and dangling over by its neck. You could see the blood in the skull just through the face. The skin was dangling by its neck. The whole skin on the face was gone. After that night, I didn't hear anything or see anything. And then a month later, my dad got a job offer in a different city across the whole state. Thankfully, we moved, and after about 2 months of living in that new house in Maine, I was sleeping, and I heard the same footsteps that I heard that one night, followed by a